Derek and Justin were excited as they left Ecology Club. Not only had their petition to the PTSA to get compost bins for campus been granted, but the bins were due to arrive that very day. Now remember, said Ms. Elgin as they left the club, the important part is getting people to actually use the bins. Well, yeah, said Justin, how exactly is that going to happen? I'm not sure, said Derek, but I have an idea. You and me, a contest. You take the bin in the South Quad, and I'll take the bin in the North Quad, and whoever gets more compost into his bin wins a prize. Well, what kind of prize, said Justin? I don't know, said Derek. I'll tell you what. You win, I will make you the king of the compost. I'll even make you a crown. Okay, said Justin, you're on. And so that day at lunch, when Derek saw his friends finishing up, he said, hey, we have a new compost bin and everybody should put their food waste into it because all of the food waste you put in stays out of the landfill. If it stays in the landfill, it creates methane gas and it's extra waste, and if it goes into compost, it can be turned into fertilizer. So everybody, it's really important that you put your food waste into the compost bins. And a couple of his friends did, although he was disappointed to see that much waste ended up in the garbage and some of it ended up on the tables. But Derek was nothing if not determined. So the next day he was right back at it, reminding people, going up to different groups, telling people about the wonders of composting, encouraging everybody to get their food waste into the compost bins. And some of it happened, and some of it didn't. And by the next day he was starting to get frustrated, but he wasn't giving up. And so he redoubled his effort, going to group after group, reminding them that food waste belonged only in compost bins and not in the garbage, and certainly not left around on tables or in planter boxes. Pick up your orange peels. But all of his efforts didn't much seem to be paying off, and he noticed that when he started to show up, even some of his friends were kind of pretending they didn't even see him. And so the next day, when even more effort didn't seem to be paying off, he couldn't resist kind of taking a little detour by the South Quad to see how things were going for Justin. And to his surprise, the bin in the South Quad was practically full. What was Justin doing that he was not doing? This was not right. Derek was determined to be king of the compost. And yet, when Friday rolled around, Derek was getting more people averting their eyes and fewer people putting their food waste into the compost bins. And when he went to look at Justin's bin, it was really pretty much full. And when the boys came to their final measuring, Derek pretty much had to concede defeat right away. But Justin, dude, how did you do it? What I want to know is how it is that your bin ended up so full and mine so empty. Is it just that people on the South Quad have more garbage? Well, I don't know. So Justin, what did you do? I did everything. I told them what was wrong with leaving their food in the trash, and I told them what was right with putting their food in the compost, and I reminded them, and I reminded them again, and still everybody just was so stubborn. I don't understand. What was it that you did? How could you have done more than I did? Well, said Justin, I think I probably did less. Monday came around, I picked up my orange peels and my eggshells and said, I'm going to go put my food waste in the compost bin. Anybody else have stuff they want to go in? And Josh came along too and dumped his stuff in. And so when he did, I said, hey, thanks. And I gave him a sticker that says I composted. And I gave him a few more stickers. I said, hey, if you see anybody else putting their food waste in the compost bin, you could give them a composting sticker. Josh thought that was cool, and so he did. And I don't know, it just kind of spread before I knew it. Everybody was putting their food waste in the compost bins. But you didn't do anything, said Derek. You didn't tell them anything. How did they know what was right? Well, here's the thing, my man, said Justin. What you did was show them that you were right. But I think what I did gave them a chance to know that they were right. And then everybody's more interested in them being right than in you being right. Derek was speechless for a moment. Then he said, "You, my friend, are a Jedi Master, and you are the king of the compost."